The NFL on EA Sports is in the great state of Tennessee at Nissan Stadium here in Nashville. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll run with Sanders. Fast footwork by Sanders. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. First down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Get ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Sanders toss left side. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
"38-yard line, 2nd and 9. They'll run. It's Sanders. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and throw for it here. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Second and 11. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And this Tennessee defense for the second straight play gets him behind the line. They're not messing around. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. Sanders has it over the middle. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans 21. No score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll run on 1st down. Sanders. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 21-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Khalif Raymond now. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, switching gears for a second. Look, Charles, we know it's part of the game, but injuries, again, a big story in Week 5. Most notably, of course, Dak Prescott. Pretty severe ankle injury that's going to keep him out the remainder of the season, and that's really just the latest in what has been a tough year already. Gosh, you could probably build an all-pro team, Charles, with some of the guys who have gone down.
Yeah, an all-pro team, and at worst, a Pro Bowl team, because you're talking about names like Saquon Barkley with the New York Giants, Cortland Sutton with Denver, Marlon Mack, Indianapolis, Nick Bosa, San Francisco, all of them injuries that have them lost for the year. Michael Thomas got hurt in the season opener with New Orleans. We haven't seen him since. Nick Chubb with Cleveland on IR. Christian McCaffrey with Carolina. They've all missed significant time, so it's been a tough year for injuries. Some teams are playing around them better than others, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the year, but we wish all these guys who are hurt a speedy recovery.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a gain of 9, but it's also going to mean a punt here on their opening drive.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally, I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On the counter, it's Henry. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. Lady! I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. Tight right.
Derrick Henry. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Let's go. Ooh, 88. Off the screen.
Now it's Henry. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. Tannehill able to take off and pick up the first as well.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open, so it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Henry. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead.
And his pass incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Tannehill. They set up the screen for Henry. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46.
Very good roughing.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Gostkowski's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Smith catches left side. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
They've got 2nd and 12 from the 36.
Tannehill now to throw. Flush to his right. Incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. They'll roll him out right. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. All 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
All the field goals are great, but you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you've got to score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals, great now, I wonder if they'll come back and haunt them later on.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start with a hit off to Sanders. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Another run here with Sanders. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
17 yards and a first down for Philly. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a carry for Sanders. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again with Sanders. And he is going to get this close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the Titans' 29. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. On first down, it's Sanders. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Raymond now on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. From the 27, Tannehill. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And that one? Oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Another run with Sanders. They find some open field here. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, 52 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Raymond now on the return. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Past midfield, look out. Khalif Raymond. And he'll bring it back all the way. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So just over 90 seconds to play, and this would figure to be about as critical as it gets here. And they've got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Second down at 6 now from the 42. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Sanders. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. 39 yards there, a big one. It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll try to run with Sanders, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll run. It's Sanders. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Wentz. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead.
No pain, no gain.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Raymond now on the return. And he returns this to the 22. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Check tight. Hurry. 52's the mic. You ain't going nowhere. Under crunch.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. On first down, Tannehill. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Tannehill. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away.
That's what I'm talking about.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. One last throw here for Tannehill. And out across midfield down to the 45. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Nashville.